my name's Marc Leavesley. If you don't already know that and you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. So the channel's been running a few years now, just before COVID, and it's gone mad. And I've diversified a little bit on doing more testing videos. And I've moved away from what made the channel pretty epic, or what you lot seem to think was epic. And that was the teaching videos and the guiding and the things that I do and my methods. So I'm going to do an up-to-date 2025 series again from the beginning. So it's going to air on August the 26th. It's going to be called Paragliding Made Easy. I'm going to start from day one, laying out the gear and connecting, go over that all again slowly, and I'll repeat it many times like I do. I'll go through laying the gliders out for forward launches, for good forward launches, reverse launches, reverse launch controls, the way I take the inner A's or all the A's, depending on what sort of a day it is. I'm going to go over everything all again, but I've got a few new tips. Believe it or not, Sean's been flying, my wife, if you don't know, Sean has been flying, I think about 6 or 7 years now. And even last week, I showed her something new that I assumed that she knew. And it was quite a windy day. And I explained a new thing about squatting down and running squatted while you're launching the wing. Just silly things. There's a few new tips that I can put in there that I actually missed over COVID that I didn't put in those first videos. So a lot of it will be the same, but there's also a few new tips and hints in there. I hope you enjoy. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe. And I will see you August the 26th for the 7 p.m. showing of the new episode. Cheers, guys. Bye. Okay, so welcome to episode 1 of Paragliding Made Easy. So before we go out and start practicing, there's a few things I want to talk to you about. So if you've got some very old gear, or you've bought some really old ancient gear off eBay or off a friend or whatever, if it's really old stuff, it's probably going to be porous. If you're flying ancient paragliding gear or trying to ground handle ancient paragliding gear, you're making your life very hard for yourselves. They tend to hold back. They don't want to come up nicely all the way to the top. The more up-to-date gear comes up and almost stops itself. Old gear that's porous, meaning that the air that's going in the cells is escaping out the cloth, out of the material. You're really making your lives hard for yourselves. They'll come up and they'll hang back. You have to pull all the way to the top, let go and brake. And as soon as you touch a bit of brake, they'll be coming back down. They're awful. Old ancient paragliders are awful to ground handle. There are, however, some gliders that aren't quite so old that work quite well. So if you're on a budget, what I'm trying to say is if you go ancient, porous rubbish, you're going to get annoyed. So try and get something fairly decent. Obviously, if you can afford something new or only a year or so old, you're laughing. That will be really great for you. But try not to go for really ancient stuff that's worth a few dollars. It's going to be awful. Okay, harness wise, doesn't really matter. You can use any harness, any paragliding harness, because you're only ground handling. We're not flying at the moment. This is just mastering, connecting and doing forward launches and reverse launches and ground handling. So harness wise, that doesn't matter too much. Please make sure, if you're going to have a go, if you're already a pilot and you just want to follow my episodes and master ground handling better, then you'll already have a helmet because you're already a pilot. I do know a lot of people from around the world follow the channel and they are self-teaching themselves, which scares me a lot. So my videos are not aimed at online teaching, although they do come across as that. I'd rather people come and have lessons either with us or with a proper professional school wherever you live. If you're going to have a go yourselves, and I know people do, put a helmet on. You must have a helmet on. Please put a helmet on. But as I say, you should go and get professional help, because they know they also, if you go and get professional help, when people come to me that have already been flying themselves and they want me to watch them and maybe pass them out as a proper pilot, an official pilot, they have bad habits, and also they're doing things slightly wrong that I can spot within 5 minutes. Whereas if you're self-taught, you think you're doing it right, or you may be doing things wrong that could be chiseled off, little things that could be chiseled off and made better for you. So go to a school and the instructor will teach you the right way straight away. That's my advice. There are two main launches in paragliding. There's lots of other little launches and posy things you can do, but let's stick to it as if we're teaching you. Let's stick to it how I would teach a beginner if you were with me. So there are two main launches. There's the forward launch, i.e. the alpine launch, which we do when there's very, very little wind. No wind, up to maybe 2 or 3 miles per hour. Very light wind. We do a forward launch. Any wind from that upward, we do the reverse launch. You'll see why when we go out on the field. If we try and do a forward launch in strong wind, it will really pull our arms back. As we're trying to bring the glider up above our heads and run forwards, it will really wrench our shoulders back. It's got to be dead light wind when we're doing forward launches. Now, if it's a breezy day and we're doing reverse launches, we're pulling the wing more this way towards us and we're running towards the wing. I'll show you all this when we get on the field, as I say. Forward launches, super light wind to no wind. Reverse launches, when there's wind. Okay, so we want to go out and start doing some practice. What's the first thing we need to do? We need to check the weather. There's no point in just saying, well, it's my day off tomorrow, so I'm going to go and have a go at paragliding, because it might be blowing a gale. It's got to be light wind, or at least winds that are sensible to go and have a go at paragliding. So either zero wind, because we could do forward launches and practice our roll control and our pitch control while we're running, or it could be a day up to, as a low-end person, as a low-end beginner, as someone that's learning the ropes, as it were, let's say no more than 10 miles an hour. And then we'll be doing reverse launches for the day. We don't want gusty wind conditions. If the winds are dead light, but gusting 10, 15 miles an hour, that will be a rubbish day. We don't want gusty wind conditions. We obviously don't want rain. We don't want to be getting the gear wet. That's not good, because you can get what's called line shrinkage. The gliders can go out of trim, so the gliders can be pulling to the right or the left all the time if the line's dry at different lengths. These days on the newer wings, they're much more, they're much better at not doing that, but we don't get our gear wet. We don't let our paragliders get wet. On an older glider, they would be more susceptible to going out of trim. So it's a possibility that that could happen. So don't get your gear wet. If it's going to rain, don't go out. There's always another day. There's always a better day. Just wait for the next good day. When we get on site, and again, when we go up the field, I'll demonstrate this. There is no point going to somewhere where we're going to ground handle, where there's lots of obstacles that we could possibly fall over. The canopy could be still inflated and it could drag us into a wall or into a car or into anything, a fence, a tree. So we need a nice open area. So if it goes wrong, we don't injure ourselves. It's important that we never injure ourselves. So just a couple of things to go over now, which I will go over again when we're doing this, when I'm up in the field. We have to walk under the low side of the paraglider. So if the paraglider is above my head but falling slightly down, in fact, let me just get a small model and show you this bit. Stand by. Okay, I'm back. So remember, when the paraglider is above your head, if it's fallen one way, while we're steering the glider back, we need to move under the low side. So you can see the wing is low to my right, your left. So I need, as I'm running now towards you, I need to be steering it with my left arm to bring it back, but also I need to step under the low side. I need to be the pendulum. So while you're running, if there's a side low, you need to be running forward, but also under the low side of the paraglider. So again, I've done a launch, it's come above my head and it's dropped down to my right. So I need to pendulum under the low side while breaking it back to bring it back square. Hopefully that makes sense, but I will demonstrate it when we go up the field. So again, I'll do a forward launch, the wing will come up and oh, it's dropped to my left, you're right. I need to step under the low side while I'm pulling my right arm to bring it back. You have to be the pendulum. So remember, this is massive. This is massive. You have to walk under the low side of the paraglider. Whether you're facing it in the reverse position, i.e. like this, if it's low, you step under the low side. Or if you're doing a forward launch and you're running this way, if it's hanging down low, while I'm running forward, I need to step under the low side while I'm steering it back. You have to pendulum under it yourself as well. It's not just about brake input. If you apply the brake input as well as move under the low side, the wing will come back very quick. But I'll demonstrate that up on my field now. Good night for it.
It's gonna be fun.
We are so lucky to have this field in the back garden. Sean's just going to go up and start getting ready. I'll go and grab my glider and catch her up. All right, let's do this. So as I say, we are so lucky to have this field. I don't know how big it is. I should ask our friend. Probably 15 odd acres. But like I was saying to you at the beginning of the video, it's down to you've got to wait for the good weather. This is great weather. So it's 8 o'clock on the evening. The wind has dropped down to 0. Sun's out, blue sky. Perfect for practicing forward launches. So in the distance there, that's the hill we teach from. That's called the Black Knoll, which is where I'll be tomorrow, teaching our students. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open the wing up in a nice big banana shape, because what we want is we want the center section to bite and come up before the wingtips. So if we set it dead straight, the wing, the whole lot will bite and the wingtips might bite and come up and clap. So we want to set it in a nice big banana shape. So the center section comes up first, like this. So what we'll do is we'll open the wing perfectly open first. While I'm here, I'll do it with Sean, and then I'm going to bring the wingtips under like this, right the way around, so it's a really big curve. This is the section we want to bite first. So I'll bring the leading edge, the center section out like that. Like that. So you can see from the middle where the logo is, we pull this way so there's a proper pronounced bend in the wing. This section is going to bite before the wingtips. We're only doing forward launches. The way we teach the students is we tell the students to put all the risers on their forearm before anything. All the risers on their forearm, and we make sure there's no twist, so the A's, B's and C's are all clear like they are now. And then what I'll do is I'll explain to the student to take the brake off, and then I put them all back on their arm. Brake off, so all the risers are still on your forearm. Then you take the A's, but you take them very low down, and we only take the inner A. We're not taking all of the A's, we're only taking the inner section of the A's, because again, we only want this part of the wing launching. The wingtips will follow. So again, this side, only the inner A, and hold the riser nice and low down. We're taught, and I was taught the same 35, 6, 7 years ago, to hold them up here on the mailon. But over the last year or two, I've noticed on the newer wings, losing my hat, on the newer wings, if you hold them much lower down, the wing launch is much nicer. So before you run, you must look back behind you to make sure you're in the center section of the riser. So these lines run this way and these lines run this way. And there's a section down the middle where obviously there's no line. You must be in the middle of the wing before you run. So everything looks good. Tension on the lines, both sides look good. Sean's holding the risers nice and low down. You can see if I zoom in, if I walk in, she's holding them lower than you normally would. Okay? And then when she runs, it'll be an upright run, not a leaning forward run. Don't be doing that. It's a nice upright run. Relax W with the arms. Once you feel the wings popped above your head, you have a look up to make sure you can see the wing. Release the A's, keep running, and whichever side is low, you're going to step under it while you're braking, like this. It's above her head, she's released. She's running. There's no penduluming needed because it's right above her head already. Just like that. Now, we are rapidly running out of sunlight. The sun is almost set. So I don't know that we're going to get much more in this evening. It's only 8:30. We'll try and do a little bit more. We'll try and do a bit more before that sun sets. Okay, so Sean's laid the wing out. She's pulling the middle center section upward again, so we've got a nice arc shape. Because as I say, we want that middle section to bite before these wingtips. So that looks good. So I'm going to show you now the connection for a forward launch. As you can see, there's no wind at all. So you can do this type of method of connecting when there's no wind. Okay, so wings open nice. Let's check the risers. So the A's are on top, B's and C's, i.e. rears. Nothing's twisted, that side's good. Just check this side. Make sure there's no twists. So the A's are on top, B's, C's. This one looks like it's tangled, look, but it's not. If I just do that with my finger, it'll fall off. Okay, so because there's no wind at all, I'm going to connect in the forward facing position. You wouldn't do this in wind, but there's no wind at all. So we can see which way is forward. There's the speed system pointing forward. That's the front of the riser. So make sure you connect the right way round on the carabiner. Now on this particular little ground handle harness, when you're in flight, that's front. So when I open it, I'm going to go in that way. Let go and make sure they've locked. Good. Same again this side. Pick them up. Make sure there's no twists. That's the front look. Again, there's the speed system. And there's the front of the riser. It twists in this way. So that's the front. So it's got to go in that way. Like this. So open it up. Bit fiddly. And in you go. Like that. Let go. Make sure it's locked. So now look. We have, when the risers are twisted in flight, they're the correct way round. When the carabiners are twisted in flight, the risers are the correct way round. And let's check this side. So we'll lift them all up just to make absolutely sure. Lift them up under tension. You can see where the front is. And there's the speed system. So you can see that when you're in flight, it's all perfectly lined up. So I'm going to take the brake off, hold the brake, put them all on my arm and take just the inner A, and I'm going to hold it right down low where they split. So where we're taught to hold them is up here. But as I say, I've noticed that if you hold them right down here, you never fail a forward launch. How funny will this be if I fail it?
Better not.
I'll edit it out. Right, brake off from behind. So my hands come from behind the risers. I've took the brake off. Risers all on my forearm. And then I'm going to take the inner A right down on the split. Now I am not lying. The video you've seen so far of Sian's launches, seriously, she hasn't fluffed a launch. So there's no editing to do. If I fluff this now, I'll never live it down.
Just explain, you put the brake, you don't hold.
Yeah, a habit of mine is I always hold the brakes like this, but it really doesn't matter as long as you're holding them like this, like this, as long as you're holding them, not like this. That's no good because they're rolling up and down your arm. You've got to have them firm down by your hand. So inner A, hold them low, right down low as I can get them. Check behind me to make sure I'm in the middle of the wing. I will add, the wing isn't as neat as when I opened it. No, I'm joking. So everything looks good. Sun is about to disappear, so this will be the last one for this evening. So I'm in the middle of the lines, look, line, line. Another check, I'm right in the middle of the wing. Relax W, upright run. Don't bend forward and don't do this with your arms. Everything stays rigid like this. Okay, so I'm looking straight towards the horizon. I'm not looking down, I'm looking straight towards the horizon. And I will release these when I feel the wing is right above my head, and then a bit of brake pressure. If the wing falls one way, I will pendulum under it while I'm braking it back. Like this. Check. Everything looks good. No lines are around my feet. Upright run. Run. Run, 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 run. Quick look. There's the wing, release. There's the wing. Now just look forwards. And right to go right. You will never fail a forward launch if you do all of that. So the sun is setting. Here's another tip while we're at it. The sun is setting. It's literally about to disappear. It's a glorious evening, but the grass will start to get dew on it. It will start to get a bit damp. And as you've seen in my previous videos, we hate getting gliders wet. So we're going to pack this away right now and we'll be back tomorrow. So as you can see, this is Sean doing a solo pack, starting at the leading edge and then coming to the trailing edge to catch up. And now I've come in to help her, so we'll both do it together. She will do the trailing edge while I do the leading edge, and we're just literally concertinaing like an accordion, the wing all down flat, like a big book of cards. And then here comes Sean with the concertina bag. We'll both lift it into the concertina bag now and clip it closed. But I will do a purpose end of series packing video. Don't forget, we've got our new merch on the website. These are our new buffs. Okay, we're back. Following day, on my own today. Sean's had to go and do something, but I think she's walking up to me now. That might be her down there, I'm not sure. Anyway, different wing today. I've got a different harness. Okay, so I've got different gear today. Beautiful day again. Hardly any wind at all. Hardly any wind. But what there is down this slope. So I'll be able to do some forward launches and run down the slope. Okay, so I want to show you that connection again. So I'm on a more traditional harness today, and I'm on a more traditional glider. Well, not really, actually. Last night's glider was Sean's glider, and it's a B wing. This is an A wing. So look, A's are on top, B's and C's. Check the brakes are clear. So A's are on top. You can see the A's are clear, B's are clear, and the rears are clear. And the brake line is out the side, so that's all perfect. So I'm going to face forward because there's not a lot of wind, although there is a bit more wind tonight. So A's are on top. There's the front of the riser. So it's going to come over like that. And the carabiners do that in flight. So we've got to make sure we put them on facing forwards like that. That one's correct. And then this side, A's are clear, B's and C's are clear. There's the front speed system, that's the front. The carabiners pull this way in flight, so it is on like that, and check. Okay, arm behind the riser system, take the brake off, like that, all on my arm, and take the A's low.
Split A's or?
I'm going to take them all on this one. This is a brand new wing. I'll try them all. Again, brake off, all on my forearm, and take the arms low, like that. Okay, face forward, make sure I'm in the middle, which I am. The lines are tensioned both the same both sides. I can feel they are, which means the wing will bite at the same time. You've got to be in the middle of the wing like that. Okay, here we go. Nice upright stance, keep my arms firm. Run, 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 look up. There's the wing, release, and just a little bit of brake pressure. And away. Nice, lean forward, bit of brakes. Okay, so as I'm running towards you now, it's falling off to my left. So I'm running left while braking right, and then it's back. Now get some speed up, bit more brake pressure now. Okay, you'll notice the wing will drop to the right here. Watch, it drops right, so I run right and brake left, and the wing comes back.